I'm your host, James Yoder. It's the Michigan-Rutgers preview here on the Michigan Football Report. We haven't done a ton of true previews so far this season. Frankly, it's kind of because the schedule has been quite a few cupcake teams, including Penn State, including Michigan State. I didn't think that those teams really had a chance to beat Michigan in any regards. But we're coming down the stretch here. 4 games left on the schedule, and Michigan will play their third of 4 night games this year. After this one, the only other night game, or sorry, I shouldn't say night game, road games. After this game at Rutgers, Saturday night, Michigan's only other road game will be Ohio State on November 26th. You see that one. It's the night game on Big Ten Network coming up on Saturday. Michigan is a 26.5-point favorite. Over-under is 45, so they're not expecting much out of Rutgers' offense at all. But that also signals that Rutgers' defense is a lot better than I think a lot of people realize, and we'll review some of the stats that has put them up amongst the leaders in the country in many categories so far through 8 games this season. But before we jump into all the ins and outs of this game, predict the score, I'm just kind of going off the cusp here. I think I've given 3 or 4 score predictions this week. I'm going to go, Jack, do you remember what I said a couple days ago? No. I'm going to go 42-3 is what Michigan will score. I think the 42 will probably be tougher than the 3. I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan shut Rutgers out because their offense is brutal. But let me know what you guys think. Comment your score, Michigan-Rutgers, coming up 7:30 Big Ten Network on Saturday. Folks, this Rutgers team is in a lot of ways in shambles. They are 1-4 in the Big Ten, 4-4 overall. They fired their offensive coordinator, Sean Gleason, after 6 games. Last 2, they've had Nunzio Campanelli. You guys remember his brother, I think it was Anthony, was Michigan's linebackers coach like 4 years ago. He's the running backs coach, now the interim offensive coordinator for Greg Schiano. They lost their leading rusher, Sam Brown, last week. He didn't play in the game against Minnesota. And then starting quarterback Gavin Wimsatt, he started the game against Minnesota. They got shut out, and he got hurt in the 4th quarter. There was speculation Sunday into Monday that he might not be able to participate in the game, but Rutgers made the announcement yesterday evening that he will, the redshirt freshman quarterback, be the starting quarterback for the Michigan game coming up on Saturday. We've got more on this game. You saw this point spread. Make sure you're getting rolling with BetUS should you want to put some money on your Michigan Wolverines coming up Saturday against Rutgers or any college football game. There's games today, there's games tomorrow. A little tickle in the throat there. We've been live for a little while. And you can get going with BetUS, our preferred sportsbook partner. Promo code GoBlue at chatsports.com/GoBlue gets you a 125% deposit bonus. Wait, got the producers in the air. We're bringing it back. Toss it up on the screen, Jack. You get the 125% deposit bonus. And since it's November 1st, they're bringing back the jersey promo. So take a look. Screenshot this if you're on your phone. You got to follow these steps exactly, or it really causes a lot of customer service issues. Chatsports.com/GoBlue. Don't just go Googling BetUS. Go to that link. It'll kind of track your redirect. It'll redirect you to BetUS, track you to this promotion. Sign up and deposit. Got to put at least $100 or more. You get your 125% deposit bonus. After you make your first bet, email us, jersey@chatsports.com. Make sure you just send us your BetUS account number off the top so we can confirm it with a list they send us, and then we will get your information, your size, your address, and ship you a Jordan brand Michigan football jersey. The number ones are the ones in stock, so please, don't ask for a Timunga Biakabatuka jersey or anything like that. But from time to time, if there's other availability, we'll let you know. But number 1 is kind of the standard. That's all we can kind of guarantee for you. But chatsports.com/GoBlue, promo code GoBlue. Get going with BetUS. Make your first deposit and a bet, and email us, jersey@chatsports.com. The email address is down in the comments and the description of today's video. Jersey@chatsports.com. After you get started at chatsports.com/GoBlue with our sportsbook partner, BetUS, using promo code GoBlue. This Rutgers team started off okay. They got the win on the road at Boston College. Then Wagner, they beat 66-7. Beat Temple 16-14 on the road against Temple. But then reality struck. They got into the Big Ten season. They let Iowa score 27 points on them. How the hell does that happen? Ohio State beat them 49-10. Nebraska beat them by 1. They got the win against Indiana with their first game as Nunzio Campanelli as their offensive coordinator. But he didn't really fare too well with their redshirt freshman quarterback in his first start. They got crushed against Minnesota this past Saturday, 31-0. But how about this stat for us? Jim Harbaugh, in his games against Rutgers, and they play him every single year, and that includes the game 2 years ago when Rutgers was up on Michigan by 17 points at one point in the first half. Harbaugh has averaged 33.1 points per game margin of victory in his tenure against Rutgers. I think it's 7 games so far. I think they play him every single year, if I'm not mistaken there. 33.5 points. The spread is 26.5. So we know the 2016 78-0 skews that a little bit, but mostly Jim Harbaugh has absolutely beat the behind of Rutgers in his tenure as the Michigan football head coach. We're at 22,520 subscribers. If you have yet to subscribe to this channel, we are putting out a video every single day. We're doing live shows weekly going forward the rest of the Michigan football season. YouTube.com/Michigan TV. The link's down in the comments, the description. You guys know the drill. If you haven't yet, send it to a friend who likes Michigan football as well. I think the best recommendations in life come from a friend. Help us out. If you like the show, if you even think we're a little bit entertaining, every member of the audience counts. I'm sure someone you'd recommend it to would become a kind of a power viewer based on your recommendation. YouTube.com/Michigan TV. Take a look at Rutgers offense versus Minnesota. 134 yards. That's a typo, right? 134 yards. This looks like Michigan State in 2018 when they got like 90 yards against Michigan. 134 yards, 86 passing yards, 48 rushing yards, and you see the number at the bottom of the screen. Big 0, 0, zilp, zilch, 0 points. Their quarterback, redshirt freshman Gavin Wimsatt, 6 of 17. I repeat myself, 6 of 17, 68 yards, and 1 interception, no touchdowns for their quarterback in his first start under center. Now, he came out of the game with an injury. There's some speculation. Was it a shoulder? Was it a concussion? Something like that. I don't actually know the details on that. Most college football teams aren't very forthright when it comes to injury news, and I really wasn't going to dive down a rabbit hole of Rutgers insiders to find it out. But he's starting. Greg Schiano said yesterday he will get the second start against Michigan. I watched all 17 of his throws on the Big Ten and 60 replay the other night, and let me just say this. If he throws for over 125 yards against Michigan, 100 yards even potentially, Michigan's done something really wrong. Now, they might just go throwing the ball at the end of the game nonstop because Michigan might be up by 3, 4, 5 scores, and their starting running back was injured, and he's been out for the last game and now will be out the rest of the season. But nevertheless, this guy can't throw the ball very well, and he should not be able to throw the ball very well at all against Michigan. So I'll ask you guys the question on the screen. How many points will Rutgers score Saturday night in Piscataway, New Jersey? There will be no pandemonium in Piscataway this time with my guy in the live show, D. Carmelo7, saying, Bosa bitches. Yeah, I like that. Okay. There's some chat. Buddha Belly, you're an idiot. What's going on here in the live chat, Jack? I think there's some Ohio State fans have infiltrated. Luca. Oh my gosh, there's Ohio State fans in the chat. We'll leave them. We'll let them hang. You guys need to drown out the Ohio State fans. Just keep typing. Just type Go Blue. Type me if you're watching live. But also let me know how many points will Rutgers score versus Michigan. I'm not going to say crazy and say 0, but I think it's probably 0. But I'm going to say 3 was my prediction. I'm seeing a few zeros. Bill Graves says 6. Green Arrow says 7. 6 from Rick. In F Ohio from Damian Harmon, and then Vontae Andretti, he puts a 0, but he made the Ohio State 0, the O. So we got Ohio State fans. Scuba Photo says 7. How many points will Rutgers score versus Michigan? Let me know down in the comments. I'm saying 3. Their offense is nothing to worry about. Their defense, though, pretty damn good defense, guys. I mean, look, this is not a defense 2 thing. Michigan's going to completely roll over them, right? They've had a few weaker opponents, but they played Boston College. That's a formidable school. They played Temple. That's not anything to sneeze at. And this is the number 13 ranked defense in the country when it comes to 295 yards per game. Passing, number 21 ranked defense in the country, only 187. Number 19 against the run, only 108 yards per game they're giving up in the running game for this Rutgers defense. Greg Schiano, known defensive coach, was an NFL head coach, was a Rutgers head coach, did a heck of a job a few years at Ohio State, although he kind of fell apart there at the end with the Buckeyes. They had a really bad defensive season in 2018. And then 22.5 points per game. Given that they're 4-4, given that they're 1-4 in the Big Ten, that is surprising because you'd think it'd be a little bit higher than that, considering they lost 4 games so far. So they are number 44 against in the country right now out of 133 teams in scoring. Switching gears for a second here before we finish our Rutgers preview. Should Michigan State players the ones that were, especially the ones that were hitting Jamon Green over the head, or the 6, 7, 8 players who cornered Jaden McBurrows, should they be criminally prosecuted? I don't know. That's a tough one. Should they be suspended for a game or two? Absolutely. Maybe the rest of the season, especially the ones who swung. And I thought there was a couple good statements out there from Michigan players. I think it was Darius Clemens said, these guys had 60 minutes on the field, right, to put their hands all over us, do whatever they want, manhandle us, but they waited till after the game to kind of show what they can do with their fists, show what they can do with their helmets. Kind of a B move, right? We get that B. I'm not going to swear for the kids watching, but it's a little bit of a move to do it in the tunnel. When Michigan only had 2 guys there, but criminally prosecuted, could potentially affect the rest of their life. I don't know the answer to that. I'm not going to jump right in. Maybe 1 or 2 of them, but let's see if there's any. Has there been an apology yet? Maybe if there's an apology, we can reconsider, but I want to know from you guys. Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. How about Blake Corum? Can he continue this Heisman palooza that he has been on? The last 5 games are among the best of any Michigan running back this century, right? Right up against Mike Hart's 5-game stretch in 2004. Now, Hart had a couple. He had multiple 200-yard games where Corum only has 1 200-yard games. But Corum, I think, was hurt by the fact that Michigan was up so damn much against Hawaii and Colorado State and UConn is that they didn't play him in the second half. He had like 12 carries, 9 carries, 10 carries. The last 5 games, though, folks, since you got out of that cupcake early schedule, they've been going to him heavy. He's a workhorse. 30 carries in 2 of the games, 33 this past week. But look at those numbers. 33, 177, and 1 touchdown rushing, plus 1 passing. These are his rushing yards. 28, 166, 25, 124, 29, and 30 carries, 243 yards against Maryland and those 2 touchdowns. But he did get the bump with the 5-touchdown game against UConn. But nevertheless, he is on pace right now with he's ahead of pace for the last 2 Heisman winners, Derrick Henry and what's the other guy's name? Derrick Henry and Mark Ingram, Alabama, state of Michigan native. Didn't spurn Michigan and Michigan State back in the 08 recruiting class. But Derrick Henry, if you look at his stats, the last 5 or 6 games, right, leading up, I think it was the last 4 games, plus the SEC title game, because the bowl game, college football playoff doesn't count. He had like 240, 190, 220, 218, 175 or something like that, and 11 or 12 touchdowns over his last 5 games. So Blake Corum has got to keep up this pace if he's historically going to compare to the most recent Heisman Trophy winning running back, Derrick Henry, in 2015. I'll ask you guys this question coming up on Saturday night. Will Blake Corum have over or under 125 yards rushing? Let me know what you guys think. Give me an O for over, a U for under. I'm going to say over because the numbers show us that that's where we would go there. But I fear with a team like Rutgers that Michigan could be up, 31-0 at halftime, and maybe Michigan decides this is the game where we're going to kind of, lighten the load on Blake Corum a little bit, maybe, and maybe he deserves it. But I'm going to go over for now. But let me know, Blake Corum, 125 yards, over or under.